happens to be a story of an older preacher who was talking to a young preacher who hadn't had as much experience, and he said to him, sometimes on Sunday morning they begin to nod off. And he says, I found a way to wake them up. He says, right in my sermon, when I see them beginning to doze, I say, last night I held in my arms a woman who was the wife of another man. And he said, that wakes them up. And he says, then when they look at me startled, I say, it was my dear mother. Well, the young preacher took that to heart, and a few weeks later, sure enough, some of them were dozing off. So he remembered what had been told him, and he said, last night I held in my arms a woman who was the wife of another man. And they all looked at him, and everyone was awake. And he says, I can't remember who it was.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, Trump Tuesday, December the 30th, and this is The True Conservative. Welcome to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there. I'm Ron, your host, and the only true conservative in the United States today. So today, after the Serenity Prayer and the patriotic song of the day, we will have Varney and Company, motivation, meditation, and President Trump. All that and more when I get back. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I should not change, the courage to change the things I should, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Thank you. Now, Varney and Company.
Hey, good morning to you, Cheryl, and good morning, everybody. I'm Ashley Webster, in for Stu Varney today. Let's get right to it. The Minnesota daycare fraud scandal ramping up. Attorney General Pam Bondi says prosecutions are coming. Newly resurfaced video shows parents were allegedly involved in this fraud scheme. It shows them checking their children into a daycare center only to leave with their children again minutes later. We'll get into it. Let's take a look at the futures. A down day on the markets yesterday and very light trading. It is a holiday week, and before the opening bell in half an hour, it looks like we will be slightly lower across the board, down about 0.1%. Let's take a look at the 10-year Treasury yield. It's been hovering around 4.12%, just up slightly at 4.13%. Let's take a look at the 2-year yield. That's around 3.47, just ever so slightly higher, essentially flat. Take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is right around 87,900, up $867. Taking a look at oil at $58, up about 35 cents again, basically flat. But by the way, the average price for a gallon of regular gas across the country ticking up by just 1 cent to $2.83. Still pretty good. Ukraine's President Zelensky spoke to our own Brett Baer, and he said he does not think that Vladimir Putin wants peace. There is also unrest in Iran. Nationwide protests are intensifying as authorities are using tear gas to disperse demonstrators. We'll get into that. Meantime, a win for the Trump administration. A federal judge rules that ICE can now have access to immigrants' Medicaid data, helping them in deportation cases. Minnesota, by the way, not the only blue state facing fraud allegations. The California state auditor found that roughly $76 billion in state taxpayer funds is missing. Poof, it's gone. Plus, it's been almost 12 years since the disappearance of Flight MH370. An American company now is conducting a new search that they say could indeed provide more answers. It is Tuesday, December 30th, New Year's Eve 2025.
And that was Varney and Company, non-profit news now. Back in a minute. Thank you. And now this.
So you're telling me that a 23-year-old former YouTuber, not even former, a YouTuber is about to take the entire Minnesota government down. Is that what you're telling me? Because Nick Shirley here has done more work in the past 24 to 48 hours than, I don't know, the entire mainstream media did the entire 2025. This man is out here taking names, pulling up people, pulling up the fraud one by one with his iPhone, being retweeted, responded to by the Vice President of the United States. But, here's the big but, guys. Will anybody be arrested? Will anybody be arrested by Kash Patel and then eventually prosecuted by Pam Bondi? That is the $1 million question that we're all waiting for.
And that is, this is the guy, what's his name here? It doesn't say. Nick somebody, I think. Nick Shirley, there you go. So that's what I was talking about yesterday, was that Mr. Nick Shirley has done, like she said, in 24 hours, what the mainstream media didn't do but could have done during 2025. Non-profit news now. Back in a minute. Thank you. Here's a little something from Bill O'Reilly that I think is very instructive.
Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to a YouTube bonus. So you may have heard, and I hope you had, if you followed the news, that in Minnesota's amazing scandal. Okay, more than $1 billion allegedly stolen, mostly by Somalis.
Okay, so right there he starts making a mistake. He sets himself up to be called a racist. Okay? He should have said, mostly by liberals. Back to the clip.
Most of them American citizens, but some not, in COVID money. Okay? Outrageous ripoff. And the charges are that 61 people who've already been convicted, 87 charged. Out of the 87, 79 are Somalis, so there's a big Somali thing. Charges are they stole.
And again, he goes with the Somali angle, which is going to set him up here in a minute for charges of racism. All they had to say was liberals, because that's what it was. Liberals helped themselves to money they didn't deserve.
Millions of dollars from the government program to keep children fed during COVID, but the kids got no food. Okay? Same thing with housing. You're supposed to provide shelters for people who were poor, indigenous. They didn't. Okay? Program after program after program designed for autistic children, on and on and on. All with COVID money. Never happened. Money was stolen by these people. Again, 61 convicted. All right? And then there's 26 still being adjudicated, mostly Somalis. Outraged. Okay. Now, what's going on in Minnesota? Well, there are 84,000 Somalis who have settled in Minnesota. And their congresswoman is, as you know, a very, very strident leftist named Ilhan Omar. Population of Minnesota is just 5.8 million. That's a significant minority here. Now, the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, was the VP, vice presidential nominee under Kamala Harris. Walz and his operation should have rooted out this fraud, but did not. Okay, Attorney General didn't know, the Minnesota authorities didn't, nobody knew. This story was actually broken by journalists. And then the feds moved in because it was federal money. Walz, sitting on his hands, didn't know anything, no, I don't know. So he's got two of the most unbelievable excuses I have ever heard from any politician, and I'm going to play them for you to show you the level. And I'm not picking on Tim Walz. Yeah, I am. He was almost vice president. Okay. Here's the first soundbite. This was on December 12th. Go.
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the crimes that they have committed. I think for the community to maybe educate their population, because I think what you're seeing here is they're secondary victims in this.
White men? What do white men have to do with it? What are you doing? What skin color have to do with it? It's a group of people. They have been arrested and many of them convicted. What do white men have to do with it? Why are you doing this?
Okay, so he goes on being stupid, does Bill O'Reilly. He claims that the governor is an idiot. That's the title of this clip on YouTube. This guy's an idiot, but it's Bill O'Reilly that's the idiot. Words matter. Words make a difference. Okay, when you refer to the bad guys as Somalis over and over and over again, and you emphasize Somalis, bad guys, you set yourself up to get hit with the racism stick. Okay? Don't do that. You don't have to. The right answer is to say liberals, because that's what these folks are. We know they're liberals because they voted for a liberal representative, Ilhan Omar. They voted for a liberal governor, Tim Walz. They're liberals. Liberals looted the government, state and federal. And if you say that, nobody can then say, oh, well, what about white people? That doesn't work. But if you keep harping on Somalis, the Somalis are, by and large, darker skinned than, say, Scandinavians, British types, etc., Europeans. It becomes, you make race an issue. When you say this is Somalis that are the bad guys, liberals are the bad guys. Liberals set things up for other liberals to make it easier for other liberals to steal from the taxpayer. Okay? It's just that simple. Then Tim Walz can't come back and say, oh, what about white people? Then it really doesn't make any sense. But as long as you harp on Somalis, you can't win. When you call it what it is, it's liberals versus conservatives, and the liberals are out blowing it again. You can't lose. Back in a minute. Thank you. And now, a little motivation.
At the end of the day, you have the results that you're after or the reasons why you don't. You can have one or the other.
Reasons or results? Notice, reasons don't count. Excuses will always be there for you. Opportunity won't.
Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up.
You got every excuse in the world. That's why your shit ain't moving. You have convinced yourself that everything is wrong, everything is negative, and nothing will change. And guess what? It won't change. Change your mind, and it will change your life.
Rejections don't stop you. Failures don't stop you. Critics don't stop you. You stop you. The only limit you have is you.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Wake your ass up. Awaken the beast inside.
The real beasts, they don't give a fuck about what's happening around them. They just get the work done. These people don't go tell people how hard they train. They train in the fucking dark. These people live in darkness. These guys don't even see their fucking grind. So a lot of times people want to be those people. You don't want to be those fucking people. You have no idea what they went through. You have no idea. Winners and leaders do consistently what the others do occasionally.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work. You gotta have private wins. You gotta win in the dark before you can win in the light. I don't care what people think about me in the light. I am grinding in the dark. I'm working on the actions I need. I'm working on my character. I'm fixing stuff about me that needs to be fixed. That's next level. That's saying, although I'm already great at what I do, I'm ready to dig deeper. I'm ready to make another sacrifice. I'm ready to go somewhere everybody else ain't ready to go. Everybody wants to be a beast. Everybody gets excited. Everybody talks positive about themselves. Everybody talks like you're a beast. But then when it's time to do what beasts do, you back up. You have an excuse. You can't just say you want it. It's cute to say it. But when it's showtime, when the sun comes up, now it's time to hunt. And what separates you from everybody else is that when it's time to hunt, you're ready to hunt. And that means getting up early and going to bed late. That means you don't go to sleep when you're tired. You go when you're done. You become a champion when ain't nobody watching you. You're doing your own drills in your own way. Set the standard, then raise the standard, then uphold the standard every single day. Now some of you like, that's too much. Well, you're not going to be a champion.
I don't feel like it. Shut your mouth. Winners live where quitters aren't. You want to know where the winners are? They're just playing where the quitters left.
You think you're going to get 50%? You think you're going to get 70%? You think you're going to get 80? I watch y'all. Y'all good. You're real good at what you do. But some of you don't finish. You need to be great. The real beast, since the last 4 minutes, the real beast is when their legs give out. The real beast when they tired. The real beast find a way to pull something out when nobody else ain't got nothing.
You have to be relentless. Never let off the gas. Never stop, never quit. And all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole other stratosphere. Of course it's going to get hard. Of course there's all kind of
for me to grow. I'm here because I want to grow. I have to take complete ownership. So internally, I had to look at all the things that I didn't have control over and say, I got to have control of it. Every single thing in my life, I got to take control. If we got to be uncomfortable, let's be uncomfortable. Every single aspect of your life, take control.
And that was a little bit of motivation. Back in a minute. Thank you. Now a little meditation. And that was a little bit of meditation. Back in a minute. Thank you. And now an article in The American Thinker that is titled, "Stop Apologizing for Being White." In a speech at the December 2025 Turning Point, I'm only going to read 3 paragraphs of this. The first paragraph and the last 2. Let's try that again. So, in a speech at the December 2025 Turning Point USA Summit in Phoenix, Arizona, Vice President J.D. Vance declared, quote, "In the United States, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore," unquote. And then we go down here to the last 2 paragraphs. J.D. Vance is right. Stop apologizing for being white. All Americans should be proud of being a member of whatever race or ethnic group they may belong to and of being a citizen of the United States. They should not be gulled into feeling guilty about what their ancestors did or didn't do, especially given that every person on the planet today has ancestors who were slaves and who were also involved in the conquest of other peoples, tribes, or nations. The time has come for America's white population to uncompromisingly tell those among their number who are maliciously fomenting guilt and promoting reverse discrimination to shove it. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite these 3 paragraphs to make them intelligible, and then I'll tell you why I made the changes that I did. Okay, so we go up to the first paragraph, and it says, in a speech at the December 2025 Turning Point USA Summit in Phoenix, Arizona, Vice President J.D. Vance declared, quote, "In the United States, you don't have to apologize for being conservative anymore," unquote. J.D. Vance is right. Stop apologizing for being conservative. All Americans should be proud of being conservative. It is not conservatives that supported slavery. It is not conservatives that started the Civil War. It is not conservatives that created Jim Crow and living separately. It is not conservatives that created the Ku Klux Klan. It is not conservatives that lynched people. It is liberals. The time has come for America's conservative population to uncompromisingly tell those among their number who are maliciously fomenting guilt and promoting reverse discrimination to shove it and put it where it belongs, on the liberals. So, J.D. Vance, when he comes out and talks about being white, takes the bait. This is what the left wants to do. They always want to have a talk about race because they know that idiots like J.D. Vance will stick his foot in it. He'll step in it up to his ankles. White is simply another term for conservative. That's who they're really after. The liberals want to destroy the conservatives, and they tar the conservatives with the white supremacy label in an effort to discredit conservatives. So once you know that, then you should deal with it. And again, in the quote that I did, in the United States, you don't have to apologize for being conservative anymore. Much better. And it's true. What does it mean, by the way, to be white? White isn't a race. It's a color or lack thereof. So he makes that mistake. And then here at the end where the author says, well, J.D. Vance is right, stop apologizing for being white, he goes along with it and sticks his foot in it as well. And all Americans should be proud of being a citizen of the United States, blah, blah, blah. Stop apologizing for being conservative, because it's not conservatives that created the problems, particularly racial problems, in this country. It's liberals. Put it on the liberals. Liberals were the ones that had Slaves, liberals were the ones that fought to defend those slaves. Liberals were the ones that started the Civil War. Liberals are the ones that created Jim Crow. It is liberals that did the KKK and lynching. So again, when you hear people that are telling you about white guilt, white shame or white supremacy, tell them it's not white supremacy, it's conservative supremacy. And you're damn right. Back in a minute. Thank you. And so again, American Thinker, it's an article called The Front Line of the Code War. And I'm going to read the first paragraph and the last few paragraphs and as the author wrote it, and then I'm going to edit it. As 2025 closes, Americans can take a breath. The economy is stabilizing, borders are finally being enforced, foreign adversaries are once again being reminded, without apology, that American strength still matters. President Trump has done what many in the permanent political class insisted could not be done: restore a sense of direction, leverage, and consequence to governance. Freedom requires vigilance, and in 2025, that vigilance went digital. During the Cold War, Americans were taught to recognize propaganda, infiltration, and subversion. Those tactics never disappeared. They were automated, scaled, and delivered directly to our devices. Cyber warfare doesn't announce itself. It erodes trust, drains resources, and destabilizes societies quietly. And the nations that master it don't need to invade. The lesson of 2025 is not fear, it is seriousness. Cybersecurity is no longer optional, abstract, or theoretical. It is the unseen foundation of national strength. America can lead, deter, and dominate in the physical world, but none of it matters if we remain careless in the digital one. The next war won't start with a bang, it will start with a click. And now with the edits. As 2025 closes, conservatives can take a breath. The economy is stabilizing, borders are finally being enforced, foreign adversaries are once again being reminded without apology that conservative strength still matters. President Trump has done what many in the liberal political class insisted could not be done: restore a sense of direction, leverage, and consequence to governance. Freedom requires vigilance, and in 2025, that vigilance went digital. During the Cold War, conservatives were taught to recognize propaganda, infiltration, and subversion. Those tactics, liberal tactics, never disappeared. They were automated, scaled, and delivered directly to our devices. Liberal cyber warfare doesn't announce itself. It erodes trust, drains resources, and destabilizes societies quietly. And the nations that master it don't need to invade. The lesson of 2025 is not fear, it is seriousness. Conservative cybersecurity is no longer optional, abstract, or theoretical. It is the unseen foundation of conservative strength. Conservatives can lead, deter, and dominate in the physical world, but none of it matters if we remain careless in the digital one. The next war won't start with a bang, it will start with a click. And that was from an article by Julio Rivera. Back in a minute.
Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Never, ever quit. Never quit. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedoms. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way.
When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him.
President Trump is back in a New York City court.
When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison.
Raided by the FBI.
When that didn't work, they even tried to kill him.
He just tried to kill President Trump.
Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win, and ready to make America great again.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother. This election, we all get to choose. I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American balance. The 45th and soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. I will cut your energy costs in half. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. When I'm back in the White House, we will restore world peace, and it will be again peace through strength. I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come. Together, we will make America great again. America is a land of heroes, a place where greatness is born, where destinies are forged, and where legends come to life. This is the home of Thomas Edison and Teddy Roosevelt, of many great generals, including Washington, Pershing, Patton, and MacArthur. This is the home of Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Amelia Earhart, Harriet Tubman, the Wright brothers, Neil Armstrong, and so many more. This is the country where children learn names like Wyatt Earp, Davy Crockett, and Annie Oakley. This is the place where the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth and where Texas patriots made their last stand at the Alamo. The American nation was carved out of the vast frontier by the toughest, strongest, fiercest, and most determined men and women ever to walk on the face of the earth. Our ancestors braved the unknown, tamed the wilderness, settled the Wild West, lifted millions from poverty, disease, and hunger, vanquished tyranny and fascism, ushered the world to new heights of science and medicine, laid down the railroads, dug out the canals, raised up the skyscrapers. Our ancestors built the most exceptional republic ever to exist in all of human history, and we are making it greater than ever before. This is our glorious and magnificent inheritance. We are Americans. We are pioneers. We are the pathfinders. We settled the new world. We built the modern world, and we change history forever by embracing the eternal truth that everyone is made equal by the hand of Almighty God. America is the place where anything can happen. America is the place where anyone can rise. And here, on this land, on this soil, on this continent, the most incredible dreams come true. This nation is our canvas, and this country
is our masterpiece. We look at tomorrow and see unlimited frontiers just waiting to be explored. Our brightest discoveries are not yet known. Our most thrilling stories are not yet told. Our grandest journeys are not yet made. The American age, the American epic, the American adventure has only just begun. Our spirit is still young. The sun is still rising. God's grace is still shining. And my fellow Americans, the best is yet to come. This is a movement like we've never seen in the history of our country.
Wisconsin is Trump country.
And that's what this fight is all about. We're taking on the failed political establishment and restoring government of, by, and for the people. It's the people. You're the people. You won the election.
We love this country. We love Donald Trump.
Promises made, promises kept.
We support President Trump.
This is epic.
Donald Trump is our president.
With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God. You joined our movement, the greatest movement in the history of our country. You protected your family. You defended your dignity. You recaptured your destiny. And you took back your country with that great election 2.5 years ago. We are one united movement, one united people, and one United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You have always been loyal to this nation. Now you finally have a president who is loyal to you. Every day between now and November 2020, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
My administration will always support and defend your religious liberty. There is nothing that we cannot do. There is absolutely nothing we cannot match. There is no challenge that you will let us down. You will never let us down. The people of Ohio will never let us down. This towering American spirit has prevailed over every challenge and lifted us to the summit of human endeavor. At no time before have voters faced a clearer choice between two parties, two visions, two philosophies, or two agendas. This election will decide whether we save the American dream or whether we allow a socialist agenda to demolish our cherished destiny. Your vote will decide whether we protect law-abiding Americans or whether we give free rein to violent anarchists, agitators, and criminals who threaten our citizens. And this election will decide whether we will defend the American way of life or whether we will allow a radical movement to completely dismantle and destroy it. Our radical Democrat opponents are driven by hatred, prejudice, and rage. They want to destroy you, and they want to destroy our country as we know it. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
4 years ago, we took a wrong turn and lost our purpose. We lost the strength that makes Americans who we are. If we dared to speak the truth, it was called hate speech, and our values were labeled shameful. That's when everything we care about fell apart. We surrendered our borders, our paychecks, and our courage. Our patriotism was called toxic. Men could beat up women and win medals, but there was no prize for the guy who got up every day to do his job. Now we're being asked to settle for the way things are. And we're wondering if America can make a comeback. We can, because we've done it before. When we get knocked down, we don't stay down. We get up again. We fight. We fight. We fight.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
and it's the people who are making America great again.
Thank you. This is Ron, your host, the only true conservative in the United States today, bidding adios to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there, and reminding you that you're not neutral and that the government has no rights.